went from dying to being more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly. I have increased strength and speed and some form of bat radar. What else can I do?
So you've been traveling all over Europe, or is it the world, for all the different premieres for the movie? That must be a blast. You're going to getting to connect with fans in person for the first time in a couple of years.
It's definitely the fun part, and the easy part. It's great to go out and share this movie with people face to face, and it's a long time coming. Movie premieres have been a thing in the past couple of years, and it's good to be celebrating cinema and sharing Morbius with the world, which is coming out very soon. I think less than a week now.
And I know Daniel says there's nobody else, the director, Daniel says there's nobody else who could have played this part like you've played it. For you, this is a guy where there's a really full spectrum here from really weak to really strong. That must have been the attraction for somebody like you, who's obviously, in that character space at the moment too.
You're absolutely right. And that's the answer to my question. For your question is that was the attraction. The other thing was that Morbius has never been on the big screen before. So it was a chance to really have some authorship, some ownership with a character, to really launch a character for the first time. That's a rare thing to be asked to do, especially in this Marvel universe where so many of the characters have already been portrayed before and portrayed so well. So that was attractive too.
And I'm watching WeCrashed at the moment. I'm looking forward to the 4th episode, watching it tonight. And obviously House of Gucci as well. And obviously two very different accents in two very different things. And I was wondering, does the music background, does the fact that you have a powerful voice help to kind of manipulate your voice into those different accents?
I mean, that's well said. I think it probably does. An accent is about not just the dialect, but about the melody too. And an accent is it definitely helps. Put it that way. It definitely helps. And having traveled the world a lot and hearing different voices also helps too.
And obviously, you were with 30 Seconds to Mars on tour, and then you left making movies and left kind of doing the filmmaking process for, was it 4 or 5 years, and then came back. Yeah. Were you always confident that you came back and won an Oscar? Sorry. Were you always confident that you could go from the stage to coming back and doing the big screen stuff, to doing the movies?
I knew that I had something to say. I knew that I had something. I hoped that I had something to offer. And I've always been a believer in hard work. I don't shy away from that. So I knew that when the right part came along and something that was compelling enough, that there might be an opportunity to dive in really deep. And, sometimes the world works out in a very serendipitous way. And after taking nearly 6 years off, that role came across my desk, and I said, I don't have a fucking desk, let's be honest. It came across my hotel room in Berlin or something, but, and it just was the right, the timing was right. It was meant to be.
And I want to take you way back, if I can, to the mid-90s, The Last of the High Kings, movie that you shot here in Ireland in Howth. Do you recall any experiences of what it was like? Because I remember at the time, now Ireland is a production hub, there's a lot of stuff that films here. But at the time, Jared Leto being in Howth and being in Dublin filming, it was a really, really big deal. Do you recall any experiences from filming in Ireland and filming in that beautiful part of the city?
Well, I'm going to tell you a couple of things you reminded me of. It was my very first movie, by the way, that I ever started. And there was a rumor, and of course, yeah, Dublin was a totally different town. I love that city. It's just the best. But it was a lot, I wouldn't call it quieter, but it was a lot, it was a different time. It was many, many years ago. But there was a rumor, I guess it was reported on the news, that I had died. So people would come up to me on the street. I'm not kidding. I'm talking every day. People would come up and be like, I thought you were dead. You know what I mean? They were like, what? And I'd be like, oh my God, that's hilarious. No, not yet. But that was bizarre. So that happened the whole time filming. And then when the movie came out, actually a very beautiful thing, I got reviewed on the news, on the Irish news, I believe. as an upcoming Irish actor, and who did a great job in the Freddie McKenna novel. So I thought that was very sweet.
That's nice. It goes to show you did a great job with the accent.
Well, I mean, it was a beautiful experience. It changed my life. I love the country. Anytime I see someone from Ireland, I just feel, I have a warm feeling, and I feel like, family. But it's a great place, man. Very special place. I miss it.
Well, hopefully we get to see you back here soon. Jared, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Congrats on the movie.
Brother. Thank you very much. Bye.
Who the hell are you, man?
I am Venom. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.